someone in the bush, observers. Yes, there is. ONER taking his sweet time to walk in, making sure they can initially tank. YEON still surviving for an extra moment. Reset now coming in. They need to get that kill so KERIA can live. They make it happen, but the damage from the tower is still enough as it's heated up. 1 for 1 on the bottom side, but the AD carry down. QUID has to make the difference. ONER on the retreat. Core trying to keep him locked down as PEYZ is able to retreat. It looks like ONER now set to fall. Dashing through, giving the kill over to Core just to deny QUID that gold.
Okay. Yeah, QUID that
free damage. Picked up early on, but the flash forward from KERIA, handshake back. They know YEON has no flash and no way to get out. Ripping the Ren stacks out of his back as Team Liquid will at least get 1 in return, but it's a solo kill. Morgan on the top side. The tower heating up, but not enough to finish. A double in the bot for PEYZ as they're on the chase. The flash forward. JOSEDEODO to body block. QUID looking to make his way out. Flick back is good onto KERIA. Handshake there, but the bailout is not. JOSEDEODO needs to retreat. Flash away right as he gets the Storm Raiders surge.
Gold leader for a while in the previous game for Team Liquid, and now he's setting himself up for success there with a very nice little move on the Rumble. Invested the flash and the ultimate to do so, and he's used that money to get, you know, his steel caps. And we'll see if he can have an impact in the team fights on the bottom half of the map. They will need something to kill. Wait a second.
Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Oh god. Cut the tape. Well played by Faker. A little bit awkward for QUID as now we see the 2v2 in the bottom lane. Still only level 5s here. YEON and Core doing the best that they can to fire back as pretty easy Drake pickup for ONER after what he saw in the mid lane. And
yeah,
just a bit of an oopsie there.
Yeah, Faker walks up and sits QUID down. Here's another look at the solo, though. Okay, so he uses... Oh,
now is the YASU in game 1. The Rumble this time around, still a blind pick, but the limit options for DORAN were pretty limited, and Morgan doing the best of a good matchup, or making the best of, excuse me.
And Morgan's time in North America has been very interesting, because as soon as he came in, he was one of the premier laners, for lane phase at least. Maybe we'll have a little bit more action, though, as bot side.
Flash forward, lockup is there again. They know the summoner's not available, makes the kill so easy for the side of T1. The power of that buy, a little bit quieter pre-level 6, but post-level 6, just reliable CC setup.
Yeah, good invade, and Faker is not hesitating. He's not messing around this game. Flashes in, roots him up. They get the kill and the blue with this takeaway. Now Faker can roam top too. He's able to roam. He pushes mid wave, and now he wants.
Immediately going to respond on a CC target with an ulti just to secure the kill. Morgan, that top lane lead will start to fall away as he uses the equalizer to stop any counter push. Bot lane though, knockup is there. Immediate ulti coming in from YEON. JOSEDEODO on the chase, but ONER is here as well. Looking to come in. PEYZ locked up for a brief moment. Ulti from KERIA going the wrong direction, but it might not work out. PEYZ still holding on for a little bit too long. They can't get a kill back. Core the only one to fall. PEYZ sub 100 HP. They're desperate to get anything. Wall in from QUID. Isolating PEYZ. Gets the shutdown in the meantime, and now it's KERIA who might be in trouble. ONER trying to clear as much as possible. QUID lurking in the darkness, hoping to lay down another minefield to flick KERIA back into his waiting arms. The one setting it up on him. Already used the steadfast presence. Forced to flash away. Core there to cover, but losing that sum 2 seconds before the Drake starts. Incredibly frustrating for the side of Team Liquid. KERIA continuing to walk forward, completely unafraid. Ulti onto PEYZ. Now the pullback coming through onto KERIA. It's immediate re-engage coming in for ONER. The flick back is good from QUID, however, and they've locked up T1's jungler. The bailout is there, but they can't finish the kill. Jose manages to live. The turn back. PEYZ in trouble. Already the bailout gone. Now it's Faker versus the world, but QUID to seal the deal. A triple kill in the mid lane for TL.
Welcome to the circus, indeed. Morgan actually arrives late. Okay, it would have been best if Morgan actually didn't teleport down there and he went back to the top side, because now Amvesta's actually going to get free tower money. But still, look at this. So Team Liquid, they're on the wraparound. They know that T1 are going to continue for this, and so they set up for it. YEON hits the root into COREJJ, going for the engage, and even with the 3-person ulti there from KERIA, because QUID has a really good spot to try and burst down ONER. Look at the difference in HP. Jose is so low. The Rend barely does not kill him and does not give the bailout for ONER, which meant that they're able to get the early kill, and they have the presence there to move up on PEYZ. Triple for QUID.
Absolutely massive. You can see the joy on their faces. Look at He didn't know. He didn't know. Was he mad at them or was he proud of them? And I'm telling you now, he was proud after that play. Team Liquid making the most of that choke point, putting the advantage that TLAW has in these early to mid-game fights, making sure that T1 had to fight into them. Well played. Maybe an overextension by T1 as we see yet another 1v1 between DORAN and Morgan. This time around, though, equalizer. DORAN with the re-engage. Morgan keeping the heat at that threshold as he tries to backstep, recognizes this fight not going his way, but now the Hex Drinker has fallen away. DORAN still dashing in. Morgan flash in auto! Well timed! Morgan has DORAN's number!
Yeah,
and now on the top side, they're looking to lock up Faker. Knock back to the wall. They don't quite get the wall bang. They don't get the stun, but Faker sprinting out of there as fast as he can will manage to wake it away.
We've been looking for him to return to his MVP form. Now on the international stage with 2 items and...
ONER on the flank immediately. They know QUID has a target on his back. He's the one with the gold advantage, but ONER doesn't have the backup that he needs. Ulti across the entire team coming in for KERIA. Lockup is there, and it's YEON who finds the snipe. Jose now in trouble. The flash in. A hook from Core is flawless. They've locked him up, but they're not bailing out anybody on the side of T1. TL taking the fight.
Oh, they're doing it! COREJJ, he got his Nautilus ultimate off on ONER just in time. So even though ONER escapes over the wall, he's still in place, and YEON could hit the Senna ultimate over the top. That burst damage, Team Liquid are going to get the objective. Afterwards as well, Rift Herald will be theirs, and they can push the minions through.
Massive fight for the...
Faker on the screen for a second, and that Rise noped out of it. He turned back around immediately. He saw the teleport go through, he's like, what?
And that's 2 plays in a row, because when ONER went in the previous play, Faker had to back up because JOSEDEODO's waiting there to knock him into the wall to stop the potential follow-up. But PEYZ hungry for blood. Lockup is there. The rest of the team, however, is not. JOSEDEODO finally arriving. Flashback coming in from PEYZ, trying to turn this one back, trying to make the most of it. The Ren stacks coming through, but QUID has arrived. Once again, the savior just in time. 22 stacks in the book. Legendary against T1.
T1 are trying to fight their way out of this, Dracos, but they're fighting into TL numbers. And TL, they all collapse around mid lane to defend YEON and COREJJ there. Faker stayed on the top side. He was trying to split push, trying to get the tower, while the rest of the team is just sending it.
And you can see in the, I believe, are the Baron particles trying to force T1 to respond at the very least. We'll see if Team Liquid want to full commit. All 5 members of T1 are in the area. YEON ready to back away. Hook in, gonna catch out DORAN. DORAN's still gonna be immediately able to get into the back line. A fantastic ulti from KERIA. Knock back onto DORAN, though, means he's out of the fight. PEYZ now looking to re-engage. Solid start for the side of Team Liquid, but they can't afford to get those health bars chipped down. ONER now looking to come back in. The Poppy ult took him out for a moment. The Team Liquid holding on, 1-for-1 the trade.
Yeah, good focus there. They go for the turn on this Baron. They don't do it super quick, so you just get the damage on it. And then you saw the camera follow the Nautilus and the bottom side engage for TL, but you called it out. The Poppy...
Random Mbessa, Faker finding the flank, really can cut all of that short.
Are they realm opening to bottom?
Now TP going out from Morgan, just respecting the kill threat there.
Okay, so it was a realm warp attempted play here and gank from Faker and ONER. And Morgan respects it. He gets out. TLAW wall was used as well to try and get another trap up there, but nobody...
They get heal out of KERIA, but again, not the most critical summoner spell. I think really hoping to get something that is going to stick around for the next 90 seconds until that final or potential final soul Drake is going to spawn. Tough spot. Again, checking in. Faker, still no flash. Will be big for the fight to come. KERIA's will be up in time, it looks like, and other than Morgan, everyone on the side of Team Liquid has access to those critical summoner spells, and you can see a lot of defensive utility from Core. Has that buffed Night Spell. JOSEDEODO lingering. They see the Vault Breaker getting charged up. Maybe an angle of attack. Root onto KERIA. Big flick back, gonna connect as well, forcing the immediate ult out from PEYZ, but it's gonna be Faker instantly into the back line. No, opts not to take it. Instead, it's the turn for the equalizer. Or flash from KERIA. Drake down in the favor of T1, and it's PEYZ untouched on the back line until Core finds the hook. But the McHale's is there in the nick of time to keep things in their favor. QUID still standing, but everybody else in the back line falling. QUID has to run for his life. Dragon down. TL lose 2 in exchange for 1.
T1 clutch it there. They get the smite onto Dragon. Jose was there. They were trying to go for it with the burst as well. They get the smite on the Dragon, and then they also get the team fight. So, as you said, they get the pick on a KERIA, but he just uses it as a Calista ultimate. They go for the Realm Warp plus Calista ult. Then look at this. By the Dragon, 2.5k, ONER's there, Jose is there, he gets the Q down, so close on the Dragon, and ONER's able to hit the smite. Then on the re-engage here, Morgan's burst down, he gets killed right out of his own guess, even with the flash going through. They get the shutdown there. 1 for PEYZ and 1 for Faker. And T1, they clutched it when necessary. Now back onto the Dragon. TL, they're trying to run there.
JOSEDEODO hoping to find a steal. He found so many the domestic season. 5K getting lower, 3K, but the CALISTE is there. There should just be no way. DORAN might be sacrificed. QUID off to the side for now. Steadfast presence. Equalizer across the team. One gonna fall. ONER drops in the end. Faker trying to hold on for GLFTService is there, but he's been marked up and knocked up by COREJJ. Morgan there to secure the kill. Double now over to YEON as KERIA is forced to run for his life.
Can they get there in time? If they check the correct brush, no, they don't know. Okay, so they only got 2 kills, 2 of the Baron buffs off. KERIA should be fine and out right now. I don't know what these... Oh, he wants a play. They're going to make another play, a repeat. TL still have members here in the area, though.
Moving in, JOSEDEODO locked up. Ulti back onto PEYZ. That pressure to move into the river. Mid lane, the story for Team Liquid. So both sides kind of drawing this line of scrimmage in the river. And either side fishing for a flank. Although Morgan starting to poke, trying to check. Ulti coming in from Jose is going to knock out one. Immediately, someone's going to step forward to body block. Just keep him in the pit. Lockup is there. Root is there. Mikhail's coming in as well, but it's Morgan right on top of PEYZ. PEYZ holding on for a second. 3K on the Dragon, but all sides have forgotten it. PEYZ still living. Flash from KERIA to keep the fight in T1's favor. And PEYZ just refuses to die.
T1 will run them over. Jose still wants the Dragon Soul, but ONER's going to try and keep him off it.
The battle, and ONER comes out on top. The fight in T1's favor, the objective in T1's favor. Jose set running.
T1, holy! They thought they had enough damage to kill PEYZ there. For TL, they invested everything. Morgan flashed in, but Jose's still trying to live to see the Nexus explode.
He's not gonna get that opportunity. Recalls coming in. T1 taking game 2 back and forth. But they did not go quietly. They did not let that edge from TL go unpunished. And now at match point in the series.
T1 team fighting, even when you get a good position in the game, even when they had a decent amount of gold lead there for TL. T1 calmed it back down. They focused back up for the Dragon Soul fight, Strakos, and they won them back-to-back. Getting back-to-back Barons as well for themselves to put themselves to a much-deserved 2-0 versus Team Liquid here.
Incredible stuff coming out from T1. Let's send it back over to the analyst desk to break down that game.
It is the second game going the way of T1. And speaking of T1 and NA, joining us is the 2017 MSI champion, Huni. Welcome back. Oh, what is that?
Ooh,
is that the bling?
It is. This is what everyone's trying to win.
Hey, do you guys need this?
Wow. Oh my God.
I already have one. Sorry about that. It was pretty easy.
Huni, you got a story for us before the match.
Yeah,
you ran into a couple people.
I mean, basically, I'm friend with COREJJ and Faker, right? So, like, I gave them both chance, and Faker did touch once, and COREJJ also touched.
Yeah.
But this man,
Why does Faker need to touch it? He has
but he already have it, honestly. He already
Faker has like 3,000 trophies. He doesn't need another one, Huni. Why didn't you let 2 TL people touch it?
My bad.
Huni's like, you want to touch this? Faker's like,
what do you mean?
As soon as
He's like, you want to touch one of my 15 worlds trophies?
As soon as I go down, I will go TL room. Extra player can touch more.
Wow, all right. Well,
now I just want Faker to start carrying around every world's trophy. He's just walking around with like 40 trophies.
hey, Huni!
Meanwhile, I have only one.
that's okay.
It's quality. Quality over quantity.
None of us here have one. We have now one whole more medal here on the desk. We take a look at that game number 2, starting with a little bit of stats here on CALISTE for PEYZ. It's just been so good for him. Even in a composition like this is AO where it's difficult to play, he finds the angles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is incredible in team fighting. I do think when I saw the draft, I thought this 2v2 was going to be incredibly hard early for TL, and I thought that was probably going to be the PowerPoint for T1. They were able to create a pretty massive advantage here, putting YEON behind, getting multiple kills. But TL on the top side were playing very well. They were putting themselves in a position to win. And I'm just so impressed that even despite the fact that TL were able to build up this 5,000, 6,000 gold lead, T1 with what I thought was a huge composition disadvantage just outplay them anyway. It just didn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you can't actually play down tempo against T1 if you messed up one tempo. Like, there was one time actually the counter Baron time. Like you can't actually greedy for the tempo. T1 will know how to punish the team that being greedy at tempo.
Yeah, Dan, let's take a look at the bot lane where YEON fell behind, and it was just difficult for him to find a way on in, given that they're playing into this Kalista.
It's been a rough series for YEON, and you know, game 1 we saw him heavily punished on the Caitlyn, and this game we saw him really just shut out, put at a massive deficit. And even though I think they played this dive pretty well in terms of trading the kills, it's still the center not getting access to the wave, not getting those souls as well, making the stacking up slower, and here getting caught out by KERIA. Feels like KERIA's just been seeking him out all series long.
I mean, that was just a great play from KERIA. He knew that YEON had no summoners from the earlier dive. They had already just been stacking the wave as well. Like, after that first dive, the wave had been frozen against them. Then it's slow stack from T1. Right as it's finally going to crash, they kill YEON again. And that's like, that's the situation where when you're playing in League, you just want to FF.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's no counter play, right?
Yeah.
T1 is just like so known as playing, you know, just going full ham all the game, and then they just didn't get a bit of chance. But this time, they tried it. But they kind of, you know, there was some hiccups.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a thing that we've seen from T1 in 2026. They overcook a little bit, and TL find themselves a fight where all of a sudden they take control and they're leading the tango here in game number 2.
I mean, their top side was doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like here you get the big ultimate that comes out from KERIA, but it doesn't connect on YEON. YEON's able to free hit from this position, not being challenged, and him and QUID are at a great spot. You see Faker rushing up to try and get the reset on the Renata W, the bailout, it just doesn't come through. This is kind of showing what the Team Liquid composition wanted to do, locking down those frontline targets, keeping the backline safe, and this is where they really found a big advantage in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Morgan got, I think, 2 solo kills on DORAN.
Yep.
I thought Jose was playing really, really well, setting up his team. You know, QUID was moving around the map well. But then it came down to this dragon fight where it's just T1 magic, man.
Yeah, Huni, you said it earlier, like, if T1's composition falls behind on these Drakes, it's going to be difficult to fight. This was the one that they got here on so point for Team Liquid.
I mean, I really liked the Faker power he played. Like, he pressed ulti. You see, like, 5 men actually just back up by he pressing on R, single R, and then he channeled press B, and then he actually canceled. He didn't actually go in, and that's what happened. The TL is put the so bad spot at the where the banana brush is, and then they got so actually just got so tunnel vision then.
And KERIA buys so much time because both of the carries, he ults them, he handshakes them together. They're basically not able to deal damage for a good portion of that fight. And here, this is when KERIA's been ulted away. It looked scary at first, but PEYZ able to kite it out and buy some space.
I thought DORAN played this fight so well, DORAN and ONER, because they get this initial engage onto PEYZ, and he should just be dead to rights.
Yep.
But DORAN and ONER throw themselves into the middle of TL so that TL's carries couldn't actually follow up. And that is what you want from a top-level team, is that when someone gets caught, the other people put their health on the line, buy that time for him to kite back.
And this is a thing that DORAN does consistently and doesn't always get credit for, because it doesn't show up in the stats on like, hey, how much damage did I mitigate for my carries when the other team makes a good play?
And you know, DORAN's laning has been a bit of a weak point so far this year, but he comes in clutch in the team fights, and no matter what his score is, always finds a way to do his job.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, basically, his just job is like helping the teammate with the TP, even though it's really bad for him. He knows it.
Azale, we got to bring back your 90-50-10 slab here, because, I mean, you called it earlier, that 90% really rang true in this game number 2.
I have said probably 20 times during this series, what are we doing, guys? But the bright side, I had hope. 50% chance, I had hope.
Do you still have hope?
The 10% is looking further away of winning the series now after we lost that second game. Maybe we cut off the 0 at the end. Maybe that's a 1% chance to actually reverse sweep T1 in a best of 5. But TL at least competitive in the second game.
Yeah, Huni, final thoughts here on Team Liquid's chance to come back against T1.
Guys, it's not done yet. We've seen this before, right? This is honestly comfort zone for TL. For NA.
That's
it's
right.
It's a comfort zone. Let's go.
Full of hope. They go into game number 3 with their backs against the wall.
T1,
Let's see what happens. We'll see you after the short break.
They see the ball breaker getting charged up, maybe an angle of attack. Root onto KERIA, big flick back, gonna connect as well, forcing the immediate ult out from PEYZ, but it's gonna be Faker instantly into the back line. No, opts not to take it. Instead it's the turn for the equalizer. Or flash from KERIA. Drake down in the favor of T1, and it's PEYZ untouched on the back line until Core finds the hook, but then McHale's is there, and then nick of time to keep things in their favor. QUID still standing, but everybody else in the back line falling. T1 taking game 2 back and forth. They They did not go quietly. They did not let that edge from TL go unpunished. And now at match point.